All right, I'm going to demonstrate a few things you can do for low back pain relief if you've been sitting for too long, whether the back pain comes from sitting or from something else, or if you're trying to sit and do some work, but your sore back is just too distracting. There are a few easy things you can do. And the first thing you can do, the first two things you can do while you're sitting, and you can bring your seat up higher or down lower, but I'm going to recommend that you bring this up a little bit higher. So you can have your hips higher than your knees, and you can always adjust this, keep in mind. And I'm just going to sit this with my ankles, my toes are pointing in line with my knees from here. I'm just going to take this as a seated twist. So I want you to draw in from your waist, so keep your spine long. And now I've got my left hand on the inside of my left thigh. I got my right hand on my chair, and I'm just opening my chest to the right. And as I try to pull in from my midsection, I'm trying to get taller and taller. And then I can have my left hand on my left leg, or maybe to the outside of my right. I'm trying to bring my gaze as far back over my right shoulder as I can. And I'm going to release that and come to center. And then the other side, my right hand's on the inner right thigh, left hand's on the chair behind me. And I'm trying to sit this up tall. So draw in from your belly. You want to feel your core engaged to try to make things narrower and make yourself taller. And that's going to help to reinforce the engagement of the muscles around your low back, keep in mind. Now I'm going to bring my right hand to the outside of my left leg and go a little bit deeper. And you might find that just one round of holding that and just counting down from, say, like 30 or something with the tension around your midsection is good enough for a little bit of relief. You might want to go back and forth 2 or 3 rounds side to side, and that'll definitely help. And you can always take this seated on the floor, but this is a quick thing you can do on your chair. Now, another thing you can do here, and this is toward strengthening your low back, and I'm actually going to put these little dumbbells behind my chair. So you can do this while you're sitting on a chair, and I just need to be sure the sucker isn't going to roll back on me. So this will set things up so that I can't move any further back. And again, feet out wide, ankles a little bit past your knees. And then from here, I recommend you have your hands on your hips, or maybe bring your hands to your low back, but you want to draw your shoulders back, keep your chest open, and look forward. So you're trying to create an arch in your spine from the low back all the way up through to the shoulders. Now keep your chest forward, press into your heels, lean forward, and then dig into your heels as you come back up. And you go forward and back, and just work to keep that tension around your midsection. Come down as low as you're able, and then press into your heels as you come back up. And the same thing as you're twisting, you're cinching up from around your waist, you're keeping the core engaged and tense the whole time. And if you can come down deeper, I'm gonna go ahead and push this desk away from me a little bit. You can bring this down even lower, but the whole time you don't round down, you don't look at the floor. You just keep that engagement from your core. And this doesn't have to feel super intense. I just recommend you hold the tension through your midsection and just go back and forth. And think about doing this for about 20 to 25 times and then coming out of that. And then you can go ahead and release the arch in your back, maybe come back into that twist, and you can loosen things up. So what you're trying to do is train that engagement around your midsection to brace around your spine. And a lot of times, if you're throwing your back out, sometimes the muscles don't know how to fire exactly. There's a bunch of different explanations. I'm not going to go into that too much, but adding extra tension, supportive tension around your low back can help quite a bit, and you can just feel things out. It's not very likely to hurt you, let me just say that. There's one more stretch you can do, and this is going to be to go into the hip flexors. Now, when you're sitting, the hip flexors are the muscles that pull your knee close to your chest. So when you've got a bend right here, a hinge at the hip, then your hip flexors are shortening. And a lot of times people's hip flexors just stay short, and this muscle starts from the femur, the upper leg bone, and then it goes through the pelvis and it joins into your low back. And sometimes this can start to pull on your low back and cause strain. So to relieve that, now let me just put the weights over to the side. You can still use the desk. I'd recommend just pushing the chair away. And then with your hands on the desk, just have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And so from here, I'm going to keep my hips squared. I'm pulling my right hip forward, left hip back. I'm going to keep this upright. And you want there to be no bend right here at the hip hinge. So I'm pulling this hip forward. I've got the glutes tensed up, so really tense up as much as you can. And then to see about lowering the knee with your hips still pressing forward. And then come back up. and just take it down and up. And there's a few ways you can do this. Now you can just go up and down slowly here. Keep that tension in the glutes, feel the lengthening. You'll feel that stretching through the front of the pelvis and the front of the thigh. You may find you want to just stay at the bottom with all that press forward. You can pulse here at the bottom, or you can just go up and down, and you'll start to find some relief right there. And you'd want to do it equal times on both sides. But anyway, that's really just 3 ideas to help you out if you're having low back pain while you're sitting at a desk, and I hope this helps.